and we should be live on Facebook. I always get excited every time I go live on Facebook. So it's great. So welcome to For Feck's Sake Marketing Adventures with Carmel, and I have another amazing guest for you this evening. So where we share tips, tricks, insights, and all about marketing, including the slip-ups and the success. And we bring you these inspiring people that have been through their own stuff, and they've been successful in the area they're in. And tonight is really, I'm super excited about, because you all know that I love doing videos. Well, YouTube is the master of all videos, and we have the amazing Brian White with us here this evening. So welcome, Brian.
Hey, thanks for having me, Carmel.
My pleasure. So if you're watching this on Facebook or Instagram, give us a like, hit us up, put some comments. And if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure that you like and subscribe as well. So Brian is the CEO and creator of Video Zeus. If you will give you the opportunity later to make sure that you can contact and connect with Brian as well. So Brian has over 50,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel and over 8 million views. And I do believe that it's more important the views than subscribers, but when they both come together like that, Brian has more than 20 years experience in video production and video marketing. So I'm really ready to just pick your brain. Media Zeus is a video marketing agency. And that was, I understand, but we'll get to it a little bit more, Brian, but that was your actual video marketing agency. And then you started Video Zeus as the YouTube channel, which was a spin-off from that. Would I be right with that?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Cool. So listen, tell us a little bit about Brian first and foremost. And I have some questions that some people have sent in, and then we'll hop on to all things YouTube.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Carmel, for having me. As she said, I'm Brian White. I have a video production company called Media Zeus, and it's video production, video marketing, digital marketing. And so we do lots of different things, aside from shooting videos, doing landing pages and websites and SEO for clients. And so when I started this channel, I had my clients were reaching out to me, asking me how to do things related to video only. And so I was sharing this really good information with them. And I was like, I might as well just put this on video so they can better understand it. And that's really where the Video Zeus channel kind of came from. It was kind of like you said, a spinoff of my business to just focus really on the video side of things, to really help emerging creators and business owners really just kind of really grab hold of video and, all that good stuff. So that's what we're doing here.
Awesome. So what was it that got you into video? Tell us a tiny bit of that backstory of why did Brian even start doing video in the first place?
Yeah. So the earliest memory I have is I was in high school, and at the time I was not ambitious to really do anything with my life. I was going to be content being a painter. But I took a video class in high school, and that really opened my eyes to the fact that, wow, this is a career that is a possibility. And I enjoyed using the camera and enjoyed editing and telling stories. And it really kind of flourished from there. From high school, I went on to work at Public Access, which was way before YouTube years. Public Access was free TV on local public networks, where they would basically let you create anything you wanted and put it on TV. And so I got a lot of hands-on experience doing that, working my way through college. But as you know, like, college doesn't teach you everything. You really got to get your hands on the camera, get into the writing and the producing. And so that's really kind of, I guess that's my little background story there.
Yeah, awesome. No, that's cool. It's terrific. It's always great to know, because some people have an illusion when they see the likes of yourself. They go, oh my God, but it's okay for him. He's always been doing, or he's been doing this, that, and the other. And it's like, well, hang on, these people have to build up to this too. And I actually went to a YouTube class yesterday as well. And the lady, Sarah Cordner, a dear friend of mine, she was saying, like, you go like this for years, and then it's suddenly that the curve will go up when it's to do with video, because, and especially if you don't know how to do it right, to get people watching, that it literally, you have to put in the consistency and make a difference in it. So
absolutely.
Tell us how, before we get into the questions that people have sent, tell us from your perspective, Like people know, and I'm always beating the drum about how important video is in marketing right now. How important, from your perspective, from what you've seen and your years of experience, like why video more than just, a text or that sort of thing? How important is it becoming now in marketing terms?
Yeah, great question. So traditionally on social media per se, doing image and text posts has kind of been the standard for so long. And when you step into the shoes of a marketer and really start putting those things to work on social media, you realize that the engagement just isn't really there. But when you post a video, it just skyrockets. Video is power. And
Yeah.
that's kind of our tagline. Is video is power, and it really is, because and this is why I tell my clients that are getting into video, whether they're making their own videos or they're hiring our company to make their videos for them, is I say, look, your competition isn't using video, and you are, and you're going to have the upper hand. I mean, it's power, it's authority, it's credibility. Just going on video and talking about what you know, or talking about what you think you know, ultimately instantly makes you like the expert, because they can see you and they can hear you and they can emote with you, right?
Yeah.
So they can feel you, and so that's what video does. It's not just oh, it's this thing I should be doing. It's the thing you should be doing to really market yourself, to brand your company, to get out there in front of other people. And I think that really the biggest hurdle of this whole thing is that you actually have to make a video. You have to go on camera, you have to record, you have to edit, you have to come up with some idea, and not get nervous about like putting yourself out there and doing your thing. But I always tell people to calm their nerves. I'm like, look, Joe Schmo down the street isn't doing video, and you are. So just be happy with that and know that you're on the cutting edge and getting into this. The results have spoken for themselves, whether it's building YouTube channels or generating leads or appointment setting, all that can be done with video, and it can be done more effectively.
Yeah. And I love where you say that you can get to know them, and it's that know, like, and trustability, because, we can get the perfect photo and the perfect pose, but there are times, like I've often stuffed up, I've said something ridiculous or something on a video, but I'm all about being authentic. So it doesn't matter. I don't even edit it out anymore. But I think people relate more to you when that kind of thing happens.
I agree. I kind of relate to that as kind of a casual, authentic video. It's where, it's shaky, it's selfie, or it's in front of your webcam. It's more just, it's unedited, like you said. It's more casual. Yeah. And I agree. I think, and in fact, when we run campaigns for our clients, whether it's on Facebook ads or YouTube ads, or we will actually disguise our videos to look like that, because as well as I do, like you're on LinkedIn or you're on Facebook and you're scrolling down and you see like a widescreen 16:9 video, two things come to your head. This is a really well produced video, or I'm about to be sold to. And so we like to format our videos either square or 4:5 to make it look like it's part of the native feed, and make it shaky on purpose to really help it connect with the viewer, rather than having this overproduced video, because ultimately, Carmel, nobody wants to watch a commercial.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. And that's what I've been saying to people. While you're just on that Facebook ad versus YouTube ad, what's the big difference?
I think that there's not too much difference, I guess. Really the difference is your budget. YouTube ads are a lot cheaper to run. I think perhaps I don't know, higher value products can be marketed better on YouTube, because people are already in that video watching mode, and they're used to seeing ads. Whereas on Facebook, when you see an ad, you keep scrolling. But again, if on Facebook, especially Facebook and Instagram, we will format our ads to fit the format of the screen and the style of the video to look like it's just somebody recording with their cell phone.
Yeah, awesome. And I've seen a lot of those kind of things, somebody dancing or doing something silly, and you're like, what's that? Because you have to be a bit disruptive. So let me get to some of the questions that people have sent in to ask. One of them is, it seems like the obvious one, but anyway, was sent in by Gisela. She said, what's the best way to get noticed? Now, I know this person that she does already do video, but it's like, I've started a channel. How do I get noticed? What's the best way to get noticed?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think for me, and just speaking from personal experience, when I started my channel, I had no social clout. I was basically nobody. And so what I did was I used what I knew, and that was search engine optimization and taking advantage of what people were actually searching for online and then making a video about that similar topic. Because ultimately we want to make videos that people are going to want to watch, and we want to make videos that people are looking for. So if I was in that situation trying to get noticed, what I would do is try to couple your topic idea with a phrase of how someone search. And that could be like a how-to, how to tie a tie, that's something so basic. But if that was like your niche, or that was like your thing that you were doing, going out and titling your video that, and then having that in your description and your tags. And so what that does for you is it inserts, if it's now, listen, gaming the search engine with keywords is one thing, but it's ultimately got to be a good video. And that'll come the more you do. But what that does is it gives your video a chance to be found in search results, and therefore clicked on, and therefore watched. And once your video is in search results, then you have a much more broader or better chance to earn those views and earn those clicks. I always say you got to make videos that you want to make first and foremost. You got to have fun making videos. You got to be passionate about making videos. If you're serious about growing an audience, then you need to start looking at the YouTube SEO algorithm as one strategy to grow a channel. Because again, you want to make videos that people want to watch. It's so discouraging to make a video and then get 59 views on it, and knowing that you have put 4, 6, 8 hours of your time into this video to get 59 views. And now, and views and subscribers, like you said, when it comes to like running a business or using video to market a business, those 59 views could be all you needed to land a client and make this haul worth it. So it's really just relative to like your own goals and your own expectations with your videos to really make it, see how far it can go.
And one of the best ways when you're starting out to find out what people are searching for is to search as if you were the client. Like, as you say, how do I tie a tie? It's like, how do I do a Zoom? How do I search for that? And Google itself will tell you what people are searching for. That's just one of the ways. And of course, answer the public is another way to find it out, which I'm sure you know. But yeah, and it can be the simple things like, how do I tie a tie? That's what they're searching for. If that's your expertise, right? Tell them how to tie a tie, and then tell them how to tie a bow tie as well. So
exactly.
Yeah, what's the best content for YouTube beginners? But I think you kind of answered that with what you've just said, is whatever your expertise is in.
Yeah, I would say whatever your expertise in. I would also say that, think about YouTube as a long-term game and not a short-term game. Think about like, could you make 100 videos on that topic and not be sick of it? If you can, then that's the topic, that's the theme of your channel content. It's always better to serve a singular audience on YouTube, because if you're what often I see is a variety channel, someone who does travel vlogs and then does cooking recipes and then does how-to videos, how to use Zoom. It's good because their videos, they feel good about it, they're getting some subscribers and views, but their audience is so mixed. And so when you start really getting serious about a consistent content schedule and releasing content, it's a disconnect for people when you start releasing content that's not related to what they originally came in for. And that's why it's important to dive into your analytics in your YouTube studio to see what videos brought in the most subscribers, and there's an analytic for that. And so that can help you kind of decide like what path you should go down. Maybe you started the channel and you got 1,000 subscribers from the cooking stuff, and you got 1,000 subscribers from the vlogging stuff, but the how-to stuff, you got 5,000 subscribers. So it helps you kind of maybe narrow it down. And again, just trying to really put it in your head that like, can I make a bunch of videos about this one topic and not just be sick of it? And I just reached on my channel, I have 102 videos, and we're just getting started. So I'm definitely not sick of it yet.
Yeah, oh, that's all. And I guess the name of the channel would be important for that reason too.
Yeah, yeah, I would say the name of the channel is important. Um, it's either a brand name or it's your name. And I contemplate this, and I see it a lot with other YouTubers that I follow. They start maybe with their company name, and then over time, as they gain a following, they will change their channel name to then their name slash brand name, and then eventually just their name. So I felt that my name Brian White was just not super exciting enough to go with. So for now, Video Zeus is just fine with me.
Yeah, until you're super, super, super duper famous, and then it'll be just Brian White because people will be searching for you.
That's right.
The next question was, and I giggle at this when people ask me, like, how do you come up with ideas, or how do you come up with video ideas in this case? And my answer is usually there's never a shortage of ideas. There's only a shortage of putting the bloody things together. But how do you come up with video ideas?
Yeah, certainly. I use a lot of different things for inspiration. Baseline, I'll go when I walk into the store and I see magazines related to my industry, look through that. I'll scour blogs and article sites, looking for new tech that's coming out that's related to what I'm talking about. But ultimately what I do is I use Google to find what to make videos about. And a simple task is to just go to Google and type in how to, and then type in something that you know how to do. Like, I think Carmel, you found me with perhaps doing some Zoom tutorials, how to use a Zoom virtual background. So, I mean, type that into Google and just, type in how to Zoom and then hit the space bar. And what you'll see is Google will pre-populate like a list of like 10 or 15 other phrases that are actually being searched by other people. And so that right there gives you a clue into like, oh, these are all topics and they're all related to the original search kind of phrase that I was actually intending. And so that gives you an idea. There's a tool called Keywords Everywhere that you can install on your browser. And what that does, it'll show you the competition or show you the search volume for said keyword phrase. So how to tie a tie is a very popular one, probably gets searched 1 million times a month. So that right there tells you, wow, that gets searched a lot. And so you can see these values next to the search phrases. But what it doesn't tell you is the rank difficulty. And rank difficulty is really the most important metric of the entire equation, because you could find a viable keyword phrase. You could see that it's searched, 20,000 times per month, but you have no idea if you make the video, how likely are you to actually rank it in search engines? And so to do that, I use a software called Morning Fame. And what Morning Fame does is it provides you all those metrics plus the rank difficulty, and it breaks it down. It's not like these really hard to read graphs and that sort of thing. It gives you kind of these colors, these letters, to, green and yellow. If it's green and yellow, you're like, that's a video I'm going to make. And so what it does, it kind of takes the guesswork out of like what type of video to pursue, because again, putting all this effort into making a video can be daunting and exhausting when you only get 59 views. So using this tool, it'll analyze your channel, and based off your channel, it'll tell you how likely you are to rank for that term. And by ranking on YouTube, it's the top 20. On Google, it's the top 10. And so if you're able to rank a video in those search results, again, you're going to have more exposure. And the reason I use Google to start my search is because ultimately Google owns YouTube, and Google's the #1 search engine. YouTube's the #2 search engine. So if you can make content that relates to YouTube, but also Google, then you will start ranking, and not only YouTube, but you're ranking Google. And so you actually, your videos will show up at the top of those search results on freaking Google, like for the world. And that's, and so you look at your analytics when you get back into it, and you see that all your external traffic is coming from Google. So if you're dominating YouTube search and dominating Google search, that's just a recipe for success.
Absolutely. And, as you're talking, I'm giggling because some people have the innocence factor of, oh, you just make a video and you put it up. But there is so much analytics and so much work behind it. And that's the same as it is, I think, with any business owner or entrepreneur. They've done the work. There is stuff to be done behind it. It doesn't just magically happen.
Absolutely. I think go for it. Yeah.
Go ahead. You think?
No, I sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I agree with you. And I think the most important metric that you can look at in your analytics is the average relative audience retention. And what that tells you is how long people are actually watching your videos for. Because again, you're putting all the effort into making a video. What that metric tells you is how long people are actually watching your video. And it'll show you per video when people drop off. So maybe you're taking too long to get to the content, or maybe the intro to your channel video is too long, or maybe you're just, something's happening in your video. So you can go back and you can watch what's happening and you can improve on that. So if you want to aim for, 50 to 60% audience retention on your video, you'll start doing really well on YouTube, because that garners more watch time, and watch time ultimately is the metric that will determine how well you actually perform on YouTube.
Yeah, awesome. The next question is, and I know some of them are kind of similar and crossing over, but it's like, how do I promote my videos?
Yeah, that's always a great question. That's I think in years past, promoting your video was putting it on your website. Yeah. But we all know that, that can work if you have a campaign behind your website. But if you're just putting it on your website, it's pretty much where your video goes to die, unless you're pushing people to that video. Certainly posting it on social media, trying to repurpose it for social media. Carmel, I know you do this a lot and you do it very well with your stories and, with your square videos and all that stuff, trying to make it look native to the platform. That's a good idea. But ultimately, I think promoting your video, you gotta, if you kind of dive into kind of the things I've been talking about, making videos that people are actually looking for, those videos like promote themselves. YouTube, YouTube's goal is to keep people on their platform watching their videos. So if you're making videos that people want to watch and you're kind of feeding the beast, so to speak, they're going to start promoting you. I think early on when I started my channel back in late 2017, I was like, just like everyone else, I was like, hey, like spamming Facebook, like, please watch my videos, But what I really, and tell my friends and family, but I think that strategy kind of wears itself out after a while. Your family is going to always support you. Your friends are always going to support you, but they're not necessarily interested in the type of videos that you're making, so to speak. So I think if you follow, the search algorithm, some of the tips I've been sharing, you can allow YouTube to just promote that video itself, and Google as well. And that ultimately will drive more traffic than you can ever imagine. I still post to Facebook when I release a video, just as kind of like a personal broadcast network. Hey, I have a video out. I have an email list I've built over the course of the channel. So I will email the list and say, hey, we have a new video out. That helps drive traffic to the video in the first couple hours. And but overall, I think really some of those like early antics of like, spamming social media, like trying to get people to watch your videos, kind of like I said, kind of wears off.
And my understanding is, if I'm correct, that Facebook don't like you putting a YouTube link on there all the time anyway, because it wants you to stay on that platform. It doesn't want you to go to another one. So you can't be really cross-pollinating, if you like. You'd have to download it, make an MP4 and upload it again, which again becomes,
that's you got it. That's best practice.
Yeah. How does a trending video happen is a question.
I'm not really, I don't know everything about the YouTube's algorithm, but certainly trending videos are typically taken from trending topics, which are typically found in on news sites. Someone makes a reaction video to something crazy that happened in the news, and that video can go viral. Also just replicating YouTube success. There's a way when you're looking for videos in the search engine of YouTube, that you can filter the videos by view count and videos that were uploaded in the past week or in the past 24 hours. So what that tells you is, or what that can show you based on like your topic, is videos that are getting a lot of views quickly. And so you can you can take that and not copy the video. Certainly you don't want to copy the video, but
no.
you want to model that success and say, okay, if I make a video about this topic, make it my own and make it in my own way, I could potentially become suggested underneath that video, and that will push a lot of views. It doesn't take a lot to go, viral or semi viral. And it doesn't mean, 2 million views isn't considered viral. I mean, you can have a video that gets like 10 or 20,000 views in a short amount of time, and that's considered going viral.
Right.
Viral is great, and it should be part of your strategy, but it shouldn't be all you're trying to do. You shouldn't just be making videos just to go viral. I mean, I think some of the videos on my channel have gone like semi-viral, and that was just by pure coincidence.
Okay, awesome. Now, of course, the one of the big questions is, how do you monetize your YouTube channel? Now, my understanding is you need to have at least 1,000 subscribers on there before you even have that option. But is that the only method? Like, I mean, how does it get monetized, and is it a worthwhile thing payment-wise?
Yeah. No, that's an awesome question. Yeah. So to be enrolled into the YouTube partnership program, which is called YPP, you need to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours within the past 12 months. And so that's about 300,000 minutes, give or take, of watch time. And so once you have reached that, you will, YouTube will review your channel, and most likely you'll be enrolled, in which case you'll start. Well, they show ads on any video now, but you actually get revenue from the ads that they start showing on your videos once you're enrolled in the program. YouTube Partner Program is great. During the pandemic, when I was making YouTube videos on Zoom, my revenue went from like $1,000 a month to like $5,000 a month for like 4 months, and it was making money is great, right? But since then, it's dropped back down. I make about $1,500 a month just from the videos that I put out there, and that's great. It's an additional revenue. It's certainly it helps the cause, but it's for me, it's not why I do it. I'm more in the space to help people and to share what I know and to learn as well. But there's a lot of different other ways to make money beyond the YouTube Partner Program, and to monetize your channel beyond just making money off of revenue. And if you're a business owner, if you craft your videos in a certain way to where you can generate a lead from a video, whether it's then they can download a free guide, or they can opt into a challenge or a webinar you have, and you can upsell them on something, as long as you're delivering value. There's merchandise, there's affiliate marketing, which is really big for me. One of the affiliates I promote is Kapwing, and they had reached out to me early on in my channel. Kapwing is like a online editor collaboration tool. It's got all this cool stuff you can do. Like you can edit videos and GIFs and subtitles and all this cool
I think
stuff.
I watched one of your videos about it, actually.
Yeah. What I really like about Kapwing is they make like otherwise like hard to do tasks like super easy without having like a really big, robust editing system. And so I was able to utilize Kapwing to teach people how to do basic stuff and make it easy to kind of help them like cross the hurdle. And so when I do those videos, I always mention that I have a link in the description below where they can sign up for a free account. And so once folks sign up, and then if they actually pay and upgrade their account, then I get a commission from that. It's like a small commission. But since I joined 2 years ago, I've made $10,000 just from that one thing.
And it's money for jam as such, because you do love it. You help people out, they get it, and then you just get, And look, I use a couple of video softwares, but one in particular that I am a huge fan of. Oh my God, it just makes stuff so easy for the beginner in particular. And like I get to say, I'm quite clear about it, but I give people a code that they even get a discount as well. So it's like, it's a win-win as far as I'm concerned. It
really is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now,
so those are just some ways you can make this. I was just saying, those are just some ways. A lot of people, I think early on, they're like, oh, I can make money from YouTube, and they're solely focused on like revenue from AdSense. And so that's great. And that can fund, a lifestyle, but it's not going to fund your life.
Yeah, and I think you're right. You have to have, and this is something that I know as a business owner years ago, even before I became a really business owner, I had no idea of all the opportunities and the differences that you could do, that you can exactly have affiliate. You can also, some people do, depending on your level of expertise, that people will ask you to do a shout out for them. So they'll pay you to do the shout out for them. And then you get the YouTube as well. Like it's limitless to what you can actually do, or you can help other people to make videos as well. So I've got one last question. Well, second last question, that's a lie, Carmel. Sure. And this is kind of from the other side, but one of the people, when I threw out a question and said, hey guys, if you have any questions about YouTube, put them in. And this was like, what are the benefits of, as a consumer, having a paid subscription to YouTube for those of us who watch videos but don't create them?
Yeah, you're like YouTube Premium.
Yeah.
No, I think that's a great question. I used to be subscribed for. I was subscribed for that a little bit. I think it's great because it takes away the ads, so it's a much better viewing experience. You also get access to other YouTube programming options that are, who needs more programming, right? You got Netflix and Prime and all this other stuff, but YouTube is out there making their own shows as well. So it gives you access to all that stuff. What I think the biggest benefit is it takes away the ads. I mean, because it's so annoying. It can be annoying when you're trying to watch a video and in the middle of the video it cuts to an ad, and they do that on purpose to make money. Of course. But it kind of can dampen the viewing experience. I personally like to I use YouTube as my MP3 player, in a sense, as my radio. I'll have a mix on YouTube and I'll just play it, and I'll even use it in my car, plug it in, and I'm not like watching YouTube, I'm just listening. But without the subscription, it's ad, and you got to like look down, and then you're like, oh, now I'm texting and driving, so it's like you got to skip the ad, so that's one thing that's annoying to me. But yeah, no, I think there's benefit in that. If you use YouTube, kind of like you use Audible, where you're driving and you're listening to a book, you can put my videos on, or your videos on, or any video and you can like learn, like what I call YouTube University, and just have that in your car playing, and you're just driving or working out or whatever you're doing, and you're kind of like digesting some content along the way to kind of help you just better understand the topic. Absolutely.
I've one last question that I always ask my guests, but before I ask you that, before I choke, it would appear, can you please let people know how they could best contact you if they want to get in touch with you?
Oh yeah, great. Yeah, certainly. I guess my website, either or. I have a website, videozeus.com. That's videozeus.com. And then on the other side of that, there's mediazeus.com. I don't want to throw too many websites out there, but either of those websites, I have a contact form on there. I'm also on Facebook. Brian White, you'll see this face. I know it's a common name, but look for this face.
Like this.
Yep. I'm on the socials, so drop me a DM or send me an email through the contact form on my website. Whether it's for general questions, whether it's you want to hire us. I spend a lot of time all day long sharing free advice, but I don't even call it free. It's just, I'm just happy to pay it forward. There were people in my life early on that showed me how to do things, and so I'm kind of returning that favor. And so I have conversations with people all the time, all day long, on Facebook, instant messenger, asking me for advice, whether it's for editing advice or growing a channel advice. And I'm just happy to pay it forward and share that information with them at no charge. So if you have any questions like that, hit me up. That is so terrific to hear. Thank you so much for that. Now, the last question, as I said, I always ask my guests is, if you weren't doing what you're doing right now, what would you be doing instead? Wow. It's hard. I've been doing some videos so long. It's just like it's part of my DNA. I don't know. I'd probably be a banker. I'd like go out and make some real money. No, I don't know. I'd probably something to do, or probably be, working on a nonprofit somewhere where I could be giving back and, just kind of in that pay it forward mentality, helping people. So maybe communications, marketing, or something like that. Something related to marketing, but maybe not video, perhaps.
Yeah. Okay. That's awesome. The best answer I've had so far is pole dancer, and that was given within 3 seconds of me asking it. I like to ask it because it's just something a little bit different.
Absolutely.
So, Brian, I think we could talk for another 5 hours and I wouldn't run out of questions to ask you, nor would you run out of content to give me. Sure. However, I am mindful of the time. So maybe we can get you on another time. But for now, I want to thank you so, so much for being so generous with your time and your information and answering all the questions. And I would just like to say thank you and farewell for today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, Carmel. I enjoy your content online.
Thank you so much. My pleasure. And guys, for now, it's bye for me and him.